This is Matt with lightsandcameras.com, and I see so many web episodes or broadcasts that are done right on the webcams on computers. I wanted to show a few ways that you could take just a simple webcam and just being in a hotel room and make your broadcast or make the message that you're trying to send out look just a little bit better. So what I did, I'm actually from Atlanta, but I'm on the road myself in Southern California this week, and I came back into my hotel room this afternoon, and I'm going to kind of step-by-step show you just 3 or 4 easy things that I can do right in my room without adding any extra equipment to make the picture that we have here look a little bit better. As you can tell, it's pretty dark right now, or at least I've got a lot of light on this side of my face. What I've done is I've opened a window, the drapes on the window, to add a little natural sunlight right here, but this side of my face is kind of dark and everything else behind me looks kind of dark. This chair that I'm in doesn't help the frame that much. The background's a little boring. So sort of step by step I'm going to show you a few things that we're going to do. So I'm going to stop the camera real quick and I'm going to make one change, and then we'll kind of do change by change and sort of show you how we get to what I think is a little bit better looking picture. Okay, so the first thing we did is I actually put a flex fill up next to my computer or my eyesight camera. This is actually bouncing the light that's coming out of the window right now and helping to fill in this side of my face some so that it's not so dark on this side. It makes it much more even and gives you a little bit of modeling still, but at the same time you don't have that. So many times you see someone's face, because of the contrast on these small computer webcams are so bad, you don't get a real nice even look on the face. So we added a flex fill, and I just literally propped it up on the desk, and I'll show you a picture of what that looks like here in just a few minutes. The other thing that we've done here right off the bat is so many times the eyesight camera is either low or it's really high. Someone's really looking up or really looking down at that camera, that webcam, and for any sort of two-camera presentation, 99% of the time your best angle for the camera is to be eyesight or level with the eyes of the presenter. So what I did is when I've actually got an external webcam that I'm using here today, but what I did is I actually made sure that I propped the computer up just a little bit so that the camera that I'm looking into is pretty much level with my eyes. The other thing that you'll notice here is I've tried to frame the shot nicely by not having too much headroom in the shot. So many times you'll see a lot of shots that the headroom is way, let's do this, it's way up like this, so you've got all this extra space up here, and it just makes the shots not, it just doesn't look as good. So we're going to try to readjust that and get the headroom like we want it and center up nice. Now there's 2 or 3 other things that we're going to do here, and we're going to go one by one. One of the very first things that we're going to do is let's get rid of this chair that's behind me. So you think, oh, that's the only chair that's in the hotel room. Well, you're right, there is, but I did notice that there was a sort of a stool at the foot of the bed that you usually put your luggage on or things like that, or you sit down and put your shoes on with it. And because it doesn't have any back ugly arms, I can get rid of all this stuff back here that looks so ugly. So let's do that next. Alright, so now we got rid of the ugly chair that's got all this, had all this stuff kind of over your shoulders that made it look bad. And we've just set on a stool. It's the same height, it's the same spot. I just pulled it up here. So at least I've got rid of all this. Now, back in the backdrop, let's maybe do some stuff about that. It looks just sort of dark and dank back there. There is a lamp back there, so let's turn that lamp on and sort of see what we can get going with that. Alright, so I went back there and I've turned this lamp on, and it gives a nice a little bit more feature back there on the wall, but it seems just a little bit intense. And so I tried to think, well, what do I have here in the room that I could do? And I simply went into the bathroom and I got a towel, and now we're going to drop that on the lamp, and it's going to dim this down some so it's not so bright over here. And this kind of looks overblown and a little bit distracting. So let's see if we can get rid of some of that. Okay, So we went back there, I put a towel around the lampshade and it dimmed that down. We still have a little bit of a light or halo, so it keeps the room from just looking like we're in black. And we filled in this side of the face a little bit so that it's not quite so dark. And we've gotten rid of all of this on the sides of your shoulders to be distracting people. And you know, it just seems like such little things, and you may think that no one really notices, but if we go back and sort of one by one look at kind of where we were, I think that you'll see that even for a really short broadcast with just 2 or 3 minutes of prep in the room, we've managed to make a message that I'd like to deliver straight to a webcam just a little bit better. And of course this would work if you were using a flip camera or any sort of really small camera and you're trying to do some of those reports quickly from the field. And that's the excitement of the web and the sort of immediacy of video on the web, is that you can do things like this. But I think any time that you can do little techniques like this to help your stuff a little bit better, I think it really makes your work seem like you've spent a little bit more time and effort on it. So let's just kind of tear this back down one by one and see what difference that it makes in the room. You know, first thing we do, if we lose the flex fill, you see that side of our face over here looks much darker. Okay, and if we go back to the room back here, and we take the towel off the lamp, see how sort of blown out all of that looks back over there. Okay, and let's get rid of the chair. And now we've got, you know, the old chairs back here. Fix the headroom a little bit. That's kind of distracting. And just the contrast between the two sides of my face, to me, is kind of distracting. It really makes my eyes sort of disappear. You know, and those are the kinds of things that we like to bring up on Lights and Cameras to show you just these little techniques that don't cost any money, but just a little bit of effort to put some of this in place really makes a difference in your video. So check back with us often as we help you wrangle your lights and cameras.